Okay, let's get going. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to BWTM Sports. I say it time and time and time again. If you haven't subscribed already, why haven't you? Hit that subscribe button as you can get live interviews, live shows like this, interacting with other guests, and the latest boxing news, views, and interviews. So why would you not want to be subscribed to BWTM Sports? I don't know. And we do no BS on BWTM Sports either. So that's another reason why you should subscribe. You want to hear truth and people who talk straight talking, this is the channel to be on. Anyway, enough of that. As we've just seen a card of interesting boxing bouts. If you scrape the surface and get your magnifying glasses out and you cover your ears with BS protectors and you take a closer look at some of the boxing that was on tonight, that drawing board looks like it's going to be coming out a lot sooner for some fighters than others. A few things I want to talk about before as people start to come into the room. So I'll get the gardening out of the way. First and foremost, you're probably wondering why I've done nothing on Tyson Fury's um, ability now to box now, or he's able to box in 2018. Why I've not done a video on it? Well, I kind of said it already, didn't I? I told you in 2017 he wouldn't box until 2018. You all thought he'd box in 2017. But, you know, I've read across Twitter, and it seems across Twitter we've got, from boxing experts, we now got legal teams and legal advice, and everybody is trying to be Sherlock Holmes and have a view as to why Tyson was banned on whether he was guilty or he wasn't guilty. And then if he was guilty, well, look, it doesn't matter now at this point in time. As far as I'm concerned, the man is reinstalled. He's boxing. He's going to be boxing again for next year. And he made a comment about the way, in his words, that a British Boxing Board control have treated him like a piece of shit. And to be honest, I have to say that if I were him, I probably wouldn't go back either. But then, hey, I don't know the ins and outs. But if it's based on what he's been saying, I wouldn't go back either. I'd probably go with someone else. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he can go with Ireland, because Ireland made their point quite clear that they were supporting the British Boxing Board of Control. So I don't know. I'm just trying to bide some time as more people come into the room. So yeah. So my thoughts are: welcome back, Tyson Fury. Now you have to prove that you are fit mentally and physically and emotionally and spiritually ready to get back into the ring. Some of the rumors that I've heard that Tyson will be coming back to fight either Shannon Briggs or David Price. I can't confirm or deny any of these reports. It's just what I've been hearing. Just like I've been hearing Golovkin and Canelo, the talks, things are very close. And the same thing with Josie Parker and Anthony Joshua, it's close. So somewhere in March, Joshua and our friend Josie Parker will be fighting. So that's what they're saying. Right, I've got all that stuff out of the way. Vinda, good to see you in the room. Mikey, good to see you in the room. Okay, so let's get down to business. Good evening to everybody. If when you do it in the room, please let us know where you're listening to this broadcast. I always appreciate knowing who I'm talking to and where I'm talking to them from. Okay, do I go top of the bill and go down, or do I go bottom of the bill and work up? I think I'll go from the bottom of the bill and work up. Ted Cheeseman. I didn't see much, but from what I saw of Ted Cheeseman, he was okay. Nothing great, just okay. I have to go back and look at the video tape on him. Lawrence Okolie. Good knockout win. The only thing was two things that concern me about Lawrence Okolie. Backing up in straight lines, even when he knocked that guy down, he got clipped. I'm concerned with a guy like that. You walking back in straight. I was talking when you're going back and when you're making an attack and you move back in straight lines, you're always vulnerable with your chin in the air of getting clipped over the top And if you go back and look at the replay of the Lawrence Okoli, people say, look, you're nitpicking. I'm not nitpicking. I'm just saying, well, look, if we analyze things like this, and I'm analyzing it like a coach, if we analyze things like this and we see him get clipped with punch, I would say, well, okay, what you want to do is not have to see that drawing board. Often in boxing, we hear about the drawing board. We're going back to the drawing board. Well, I've got to ask the question, where the hell is the drawing board in the first place? Are you actually looking at a drawing board? Are you going back and studying, after you win a fight? Are you studying the amount of times you've been hit? Are you studying the amount of times how you're getting clipped? Are you studying the amount of punches you're missing with? Are you studying these things? Are you studying the lack of head movement? Are you studying walking back in straight lines? Are you studying these things at all? Or and you and your trainer, are you just doing that? Or you just putting it to the back of your mind and say, oh, which is a bad performance. I didn't train hard enough to fight. I struggled making weight. I had domestic issues. Got run over. Are you actually honing and studying your craft, as you're saying, to get better? Or is it till the next opponent that you're saying, well, we blow that opponent away, then we'll say we're getting better, and not paid attention to what you learned from the last one? Otherwise, you're not learning. So your level of development is not growing. And so therefore, if that's the case, then, there are levels right there. Right. Let's see who we've got here. His missus just had a kid, but he's still training. Looks hit my motivator. Hello, Oasis. Evening. Dundalk. Hello, Damien. Good evening, Alan from Sheffield. Mr. Cameron. Good evening. How are you doing? Hello from Cork. Hello from Sligo in Ireland. That's me. Conor Benn was rubbish, but we'll talk about Conor Benn in a moment. Let's get there. So Alan Cameron. For those people who don't know who Alan Cameron is the father of the Commonwealth middleweight champion Liam Cameron, who recently defeated Sam Sheedy in what I think is one of the fights of the year of 2017. And if you haven't seen that fight already, just type it in, BWTM's build up for Sheedy versus Cameron. Check it out. It was a great fight for 2017. One of the fights of the year, in my opinion, not just because I was there, but because it was a great fight. But anyway, moving on. Nice that you could be in the room, Mr. Cameron. Have you got any news for us? Right. So Lawrence Okoli moving straight back with punches and getting clipped. Bit concerned about that. And chin in the air. Those things are always a concern for me. So that Joe Cordina, whatever his name is, he's all right, good fighter. I haven't really. I've looked at him and I went out and got something to eat. Was nice to meet you. You got that in one BWTM. Thank you very much. I went out. I was watching Cordina fight. I got up. I went and got myself something to eat and drink, and I came back and he was still boxing. So that tells you how much I was really interested in Joe. And this is not slagging fighters off, please. So I'll have to go back in the tape and do it. News soon. Watch this space on your show. Stop press. LOL. Okay, well, keep me updated, Mr. Allen. I appreciate it. So I didn't see Joe Cordina. I'll go back and watch it, and then I will do a video specifically on Joe Cordina. So I'm not knocking Cordina there. Now, the next fight up. Oh, Mars Shinkwin. Believe it or not, Mars Shinkwin and Jake Paul are both guys that have been on BWTM Sports. Jake Paul we interviewed just before he turned pro and he signed with Matchroom. And Mars Shinkwin, we interviewed him just before he won the Southern Area title. So I know both guys. Mars probably a little bit more than Jake because I actually met him in person. Mars Shinkwin is a good, nice guy, great personality. Just a shame that tonight watching him box, it just seemed a bit off the. I don't know what to call it. It was just something missing. Johnny Nelson did make a fair point about Don Charles when he was saying, how he should have got on the inside against Jake Paul. But, and yes, I thought Mars Shinkwin needed a rocket up his ass He just seemed to do most of the same thing round after round after round. I just felt the trainer should have kind of stepped on it and gave him a bit more urgency, Marcin Quinn. And of course, you can always make up for it in the morning when you're champion. Obviously, you're going to go home now and think about it and think maybe I could have done better. Well, you could have. That's neither here nor there. So congratulations, Jake Paul, on that win. I didn't think he looked spectacular. I thought he looked okay. Again, another guy leaving chin in the air sometimes, moving straight back from punches. Just a bit concerned about fighters that do this because eventually you've seen already they get caught. So we move on up the bill. Conor, Benn. Where do we get started with this? First of all, before people stick out the knives at Conor Benn, we have to remember Conor Benn didn't have a decorated amateur career like the world champion Katie Taylor. Conor Benn, you could say, well, you can't even say that. Conor Benn had really, really no big amateur background to talk about. So the fundamentals he would not have learned the way that a Katie Taylor would have learned, all these Olympic fighters or guys who fought at high level amateur boxing would have learned and got the international experience. So basically, Conor Benn is learning his job on the road, whether you like it or not. That's just the way it is. The problem is that while you're learning your trade on the road, you've got people at Sky, again, no names being mentioned. Well, one name in particular, Adam Smith, I'll mention his name because he really is the problem here. Over-inflating, overhyping these guys up. So what happens is that you've got a guy who's trying to learn his trade on the road, and he's brilliant, he's great, prospect of the year, he's this, he's that, instead of man getting on and doing his business. And so what happens is the other problem is that Conor Benn is Nigel Benn's son. So Nigel Benn's son, the Dark Destroyer, now the Destroyer, you're giving all the hype room stuff, proper hype room stuff. And so therefore, when you've got that and he does any little mistake, he's going to get crucified, because it's not so much Conor Benn that's shouting from the rooftops. It's the guy in the commentary box that is making it terrible for all the fighters, which I blame is Adam Smith. When you start saying things like, oh, he's great, he's fantastic, best thing since sliced, when you start overhyping something, when you are saying like a secondhand car is driving better than a brand new top of the range, I've got my little Mini, and I'm comparing, I've got a Mini is what I've got as a car. And then you've got some Adam Smith saying, oh, that Mini, that car can hold 8 people, it can hold 10 people. Well, the bottom line is that Mini is not going to hold 10 people. A push, you're not going to, you get 2 people in the front, you're lucky. And he's talking about trying to ram 8 people into a Mini. It's not going to happen, and there will be problems when you try to do that. It's much like what he's doing with boxing. Fighters who have limited ability, who work hard with the limited ability that they have, or limited experience that they have, and you're selling them like they're Olympic champions. And there's a problem with that. And Adam Smith, head of Sky, needs to do something about it, because it's turning people off of boxing. It's making it's dumbing casual. It's now he's deliberately trying to dumb down casuals, deliberately trying to oversell matchroom fighters, or the guy just doesn't know what he's talking about in boxing. Now, here's an example of absolute garbage at the highest level. Garbage, right? Conor Benn he's got tagged, he's been dropped, he's been hurt. What's Adam Smith talking about in the commentary? How thick his freaking thighs are. What the hell has that got to do with anything? Conor Benn, those thick thighs. What? I mean, what's transpiring in your brain? Conor Benn, in the heat of a moment, in a tough fight, you're talking about his thighs. Yeah, it's his thick fight. It's his thick thighs that are keeping him in this fight. I thought it was heart and determination and punching power and will and never say die attitude. These are the things that were keeping him in the fight, for good or for bad. They were keeping him in the fight. Thick thighs? What the hell has thick thighs got to do with it? I mean, it was cringeworthy listening to Adam Smith. I tell you, it's getting worse listening to that guy. Thick thighs. Thick thighs. I mean, what is this guy's agenda? Anyway, moving on from that. Conor Benn getting dropped. Oh, he's been dropped. He's been dropped. Yeah, okay, he's been dropped. He gets up, right? And give the other guy some credit. What people fail to realize is that 3-4 losses on his record. Another Adam Smith statement. Hold on, another Adam Smith statement. I'm sorry, Adam, but I'm gonna have to rip you to shreds tonight because I'm fed up of listening to the garbage. His opponent is showing weaknesses. But if the guy's lost 4 fights, he's shown us weaknesses 4 times. That's why he lost. Now, I'm trying to keep my cool here. Now, the guy who came in seemed to have it together. A nice jab, a good right hand, able to catch Conor Benn when he was coming in. The guy boxed well. He boxed well. And everyone was knocking Conor Benn. The guy put up a resistance. He hit Benn, he hurt Benn, and it was a good experience for Conor Benn. A very good experience. He says, it's never happened to me in sparring. Listen, the guy showed he had some chin. What do you mean he showed some chin? Well, he got off the deck. He got off the deck, right? He got dropped. He got up. He got hit with some belters of some shots. And that guy could punch a bit. So let's not get ahead of ourselves here. At that level, you see, because Adam Smith has pushed Conor Benn way up there, the expectation is just unbelievable for him, the mountains for him to jump. So when Conor Benn is fighting and having, as far as I'm concerned, a life and death struggle, and that was a life, I don't care what anybody tells me, that was a life and death struggle in there. That fight was a life and death struggle in there. Okay, what Adam Smith tells me, what Barker tells me, what Bellew tells me, what Johnny Nelson tells me, that was a life and death struggle in there. And you could say at that point, that is the level that Conor Benn is at. There are people out there who's on Twitter. One guy in particular said to me, it doesn't matter if he gets a loss because you know what? He can always rebound from a loss. No. A lot of people out there who I respect their boxing knowledge, but in terms of business are absolutely shocking. And if they ran their businesses the way they talk about fighters and running fighters' careers, they'd have no business. They'd be bankrupt. They'd be out of business. So you can never do business with these people. So, for example, somebody said to me tonight, Conor Benn, well, if you took a loss, it wouldn't have mattered. It would have been okay. No. If you're taking a loss tonight, you should have taken a loss or a draw tonight. If you'd lost the fight tonight, right? If you'd lost the fight tonight, Conor Benn, that would have had a huge implications on his career moving forward, sponsorship, what Eddie Hearn could do with him. You have to rebuild him, and every time you want to rebuild him, they're going to be looking at that fight he had against that guy. That guy, let me go back to that guy. He had a decent jab, he had a good right hand. He seemed to be able to take a shot. He didn't fold the minute Conor Benn hit him on the chin. So you got to give him some amount of credit. The guy from Paris, you got to give him some amount of credit. Was he meant to do what he did to Conor Benn? I don't know, because I don't know where Conor Benn actually is. Outside of the hype room stuff, I don't quite know where Conor Benn is. Is he British title level? Is he area title level? Is he Southern area title? Is he English title level? I mean, I don't know where Conor Benn is, simply because of the garbage that Adam Smith and people at Sky continue to blow smoke up his ass. To his credit, Conor Benn said, "Look, I'm gonna have good nights. I'm gonna have bad fights, and that is fine." That's why you never see me do videos on Conor Benn on the channel, because I just think it's premature to be jumping down and saying this guy's gonna be world champion because he's rated to large event. No. Conor Benn is Conor Benn, and Benn had plenty of experience when he was in the army, and then you know, he turned pro, and Benn did it differently to his son, so he had the amateur experience, and that was key for him. So, you know, um, Conor Benn needs to, as in my advice to Conor Benn now, he needs to take that. If he wants to compare Benn with Benn, his father and son, he needs to take that fight as his Anthony Logan fight. That was Nigel Benn's fight. The fight that Benn almost got knocked out. Benn needs to take himself over to America, and I would suggest Abel Sanchez as a trainer for Conor Benn. Why is that? Well, because if you look at the way Abel Sanchez has trained Gennady Golovkin, the way he's trained Gassiev, he will then train Benn how to cut off the ring and how to be able to land vicious body shots and headshots and be better with it. That's what I think would be great if Benn left the UK and went to America. If he stays in the UK, he's Conor Benn ain't going very far. I'm telling you now, Benn needs to go to America because he's had his Logan moment. Okay, that fight was his Logan moment. The next situation is the Watson moment. Okay, so your Logan's your warning sign. Benn didn't get the message to read what was on the drawing board. The message on the drawing board to Nigel Benn after he almost got knocked out by Anthony Logan was, Nigel, I'll be seeing you soon. And of course, the next fight was the Watson fight, I believe. Or no, it's Mbayo, and then he fought Watson. Right? But he didn't pay attention to the drawing board. Now the drawing board is telling Conor Benn, Conor, pay attention now. You need to pick up yourself, and things are not right here. You need to make some fundamental changes. I'm saying it. Abel Sanchez would be perfect for him. So I'm not gonna listen. Any guy's got heart and got guts and got determination, I can crack a bit. Listen, any guy like that is dangerous, right? And he showed how much he wants it. So if he wants that much, then and he goes to America and he works under a very good trainer and he takes it a little slowly and forget all the sponsorship shit and all that JD stuff and just focus 110% out in America, I think they can turn Conor Benn's career around. I really do. But he really has to go to the States and train with Abel Sanchez. Let's see if Abel even wants to take him on. So anyway, so that's my thoughts there on Conor Benn. Full credit to the opponent. I had the fight scores as a draw. I don't know how the hell Conor Benn got away with a win. 2 knockdowns one way. I think as a draw. I've said it before and I've said it again. So as for Tony Sims, I look forward to interviewing him and asking him about the Julian Jackson situation. Anyway, moving on. So we've just talked about Conor Benn. Get yourself to America. Martin J. Ward. There's a guy I got props for. I got a lot of props. And I'm going to give shout out to EJ Boxing Live, because EJ Boxing Live told me about 2 years ago about Martin J. Ward. He said, this guy's the goods. I said, is it? Let's wait and see. Shout out to EJ Boxing Live. British, Commonwealth, European. That's how you do it. That is how you do it. And his performance tonight, getting that knockout, turning it around when necessary. Brilliant. Beautiful. Well done, Martin J. Ward. British, Commonwealth, European. That's how I like it. From the UK perspective. That Josh Kelly. Yes, I like Josh Kelly. I think I said on Twitter he needs to work the body because this guy's dancing around a lot. Forget the headshots. And as I said that, drop. Body shot. Stopped his man. Josh Kelly, for me, seems to have, he's got some bravado about him. I'd like to see him move his head more. I'd like to see him pay more attention to defense. I'd like to see him be a bit more patient and variety in his shots. Feint a bit more. Double and triple up his jab. And look to put punches in at different times and different speeds. So I'd like to see a bit of that. That'd be nice for me in terms of Josh Kelly. So good prospect. Good prospect at this stage. Contender, no. Prospect, yes. Right. Well, will Kelly get chin when he moves up in level? Well, depends what the competition is. If they're all flat-footed, then he may chin a lot of guys before that happens. Next on the list. Who else came up next? Who's next? Martin J. Ward. I talked to Martin J. Ward. We got Taylor. If I miss anybody else out at the moment, no. Katie Taylor. Okay. Katie Taylor. That was a fight of two halves. I think people listened to my video, a warning to Katie Taylor. That warning still stands. In fact, that warning has a drawing board coming your way very soon. Katie Taylor, the drawing board is coming your way very soon. I saw two sides of Katie Taylor tonight. First thing I saw about Katie Taylor, the girl can box, clearly, because of her amateur pedigree. The Olympics, the World Championships, blah, 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 blah. Thank you, Adam Smith. Legend? Well, I don't know about legend, because there's another girl who went to the Olympics twice and won the Olympics twice over, and she's not considered a legend. So how the hell Katie Taylor is considered a legend, I don't know. Nicola Adams won the Olympics twice. She's not considered a legend. How the hell is Katie Taylor a legend? But it's okay. I ain't going there. Now, for the legend that Katie Taylor is, for the boxing ability and the star quality that Katie Taylor is, should she really have been going and having a fight to the death with Mccaskill and grabbing for dear life? Should she really been doing that? Not really, no. Because I saw two sides of Katie Taylor. I saw Katie Taylor with some good boxing skills, boxing from angles, using a jab and moving. Nice stuff. I liked it. But then I saw Katie Taylor standing, holding her feet and standing to trade. And as soon as Katie Taylor holds her feet and stands to trade, let me tell you something. Katie Taylor is very good at boxing and moving. She's not good at trading. Yeah, but she's trading with Mccaskill. Yes, but when she trades, she leaves her chin in the air. And when she's trading, you've got to hit in between. That's where Katie Taylor would leave herself vulnerable. Said it before, and she was open to the vulnerable to the overhand right. And then when she pulls back, she pulls straight back from punches. So she's also vulnerable to winging punches over the top and through the middle of the overhand right, which she got caught with some cracking shots. To her credit, Katie Taylor's got a cast iron chin. I mean, I tell you something, right? There are a few fighters in the men's division that could definitely take a leaf out of Katie Taylor's book. She takes a heck of a shot, but the best chin is one that doesn't get hit, right? The best chin is one, and Katie Taylor for me gets hit way too often. Now, please bear in mind, Mccaskill does not have the star quality that Katie Taylor's got. That the legendary pedigree, that the pedigree, she's way above. Well, according to the commentary, I wasn't of the same belief. Now, Mccaskill. I didn't call her a legend. Adam Smith called her legend. So, back to my point. Yeah. Mccaskill. A lot of what Mccaskill was doing was being underwritten or being ignored by the Sky team, which again shows the biasness in commentary. If you look carefully, Mccaskill or Jessica was able to duck under. She'd roll her head to the side, so she wasn't getting hit clean with shots. To not get hit clean with shots against a former Olympic champion, to make a former Olympic champion miss badly and unable to connect clean with big clean shots, that takes skill in itself. You donut, Adam Smith, right? Mccaskill came in with a lot of skill. It may not have been Katie Taylor stand up and box, but she did the right things at the right times. She stopped herself from getting knocked out by moving ahead, ducking her head in certain ways, putting her head in certain positions. Awkward. Hiding her head, hiding her chin behind her shoulder. Those are sort of little things like that are almost James Toney-esque. I'm not saying that Mccaskill is James Toney, but you can see she's found a way to be awkward, not get hit, but land her own big shots herself. So this is a girl, remember, that hasn't got the Olympic pedigree. So she, in whatever she's done, has found a way to be able to land them big right hands and them big left hooks and still keep herself relatively protected. I think that skill level right there is something that people. And I tell you something now, the way Mccaskill fought tonight, I would back her to try and win a world title. You're a mug, and you know what? The biggest mug in here is you. Good night, mate. You are the weakest link. So, Katie Taylor won easy tonight. I don't know what fight you're watching, mate. Maybe you listen to Sky a bit too much. I thought Mccaskill wasn't a sore loser. I thought Mccaskill called it right because our scorecards were way too wide. Way too wide as far as I'm concerned. It was a good fight. No doubt Katie Taylor won that fight, but she didn't win all those rounds. So I don't know where they got this one when she didn't win a round. So, the scoring is poor, very, very poor. But, it's nothing about being a sore loser. I think in the UK, people like a loser. They love a loser. They love a loser. And that's the problem. Absolutely. There are people who love a loser in this country. And nobody likes to lose. So I'm not standing that. I'm not standing for that. She's a sore loser. No, she just doesn't like losing. She came to the fight. She came from Chicago to the UK to win a fight. So she ain't a sore loser, and she called it like it is. The scorecards were garbage, and the scorecards were garbage. Just as garbage as the scorecards for Benn versus his last opponent. So I'm sorry. Katie didn't win easy. I'm sorry. I don't agree with you there, mate. I don't agree. She did not win easy. She did not win easy. Coley won easy. That's winning easy. God, blimey. Some people. Speaking of truth, you get called a mug these days, Uncle Pathetic. It's okay. It's okay. The people that call me a mug, well, that's as much as that. The biggest mugs are them because they don't last long on the channel. Anyway, let's not focus on those idiots. Let's focus on the truth. Let's focus what's going here. Oh, Damien MCC says his missus just had a kid, but he's still training. Looks. I'm not sure what you're saying there, Damien. You'll have to repeat that for me. Let's go down the page a bit here. Oasis says Katie does what Katie has been doing in the last 10 years, winning. Well, that's not accurate because she lost in the Olympics. But anyway, well done. Conor Benn needs an Amir Khan chin transplant. Why would you do that? He seemed to have a perfectly decent chin tonight. The curse of hyper. Ingram, who has better knowledge, Adam Smith or Steve Buns? For me, Adam Smith just talks absolute garbage all the time. Steve, I think, is swayed by the wind because I've seen him contradict himself. I've seen him when Tyson was on Box Nation, he had something to say about Tyson. When Tyson was on Box Nation, he had something to say about Tyson. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say about Steve Bunt, to be honest. I don't really listen to much what he says anyway. It's the scorecards that are turning fans off. I totally agree with you there, Damien. Gas room, boxing, pumping novices with helium. Yeah, I agree as well. Thick thighs, piss myself laughing. I agree. Damien, Oasis says, Damien, I agree. Her scorecards are terrible. I don't know. I'm beginning to wonder. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to say something here. I'm not softening up on Eddie, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's Eddie that's whispering to them before the fight and saying, listen, if the fights get close, you know what you need to do. I don't know if it's one of them ones or genuinely these judges are completely effed up. I don't know. So I don't know which one. I don't know which one it is. Is it Eddie telling the judges, look, if any of our fighters get close to, like, you know the deal. I don't know if it's that scenario or it's the other scenario, which is the judges just haven't got a clue what they're talking about or what they're doing, or they just want to get put up in nice hotels and have nice champagne and get treated nicely. I don't know which one it is. So they do it off their own backs. I don't know which one it is. Either the promoters telling them, listen, this is what you do if it gets close, or the judges themselves are enjoying the favors and looking for more favors. I don't know which one it is, so I can't say, but it's one of the two. What about Barker's as well? Could hardly count his own scorecard. I was a bit surprised. Khalid says, I was a bit surprised that anyone could win a round against Hetty Taylor. I'm used to her winning, being so dominant in all aspects. Well, she's stepping up in levels, as they say. What well biased as well. I remember Adam Smith saying in Miller whack fight, say AJ would KO whack in a couple of rounds. Yeah, he's pretty deluded, that guy. That's what you call fanboy 101. Yeah, Damien Barker barely knows the alphabet. You mean Adam Smith is a nonce? He read out his scorecard halfway through and then disagreed with it. No, you know what I like? I like when Adam Smith turned to Tony. What is the point of having somebody next to you commentary that you don't agree with? Watch, check this a second. There's a bit where Adam Smith says to Tony, he says, yeah, we're going to go to Tony Belly's unofficial scorecard. No, I think Tony Belly said something that Adam Smith didn't agree with. And he went, yeah, now we're going to go to Tony Belly's unofficial scorecard. Tony Belly's going, yeah, I'm scoring this for a draw at the moment. And Adam Smith says, yeah, well, that is only the official scorecard. But now, if Tony Belly said, yeah, I've got Conor Benn out by 3 rounds here, Adam Smith would say, yeah, that's about right. I would agree with you there. Ben is ahead, and Ben's ahead big time. It's like Mr. Bean commentating on boxing. That's what it is. Mr. Bean is commentating on boxing, and it's embarrassing that, you know, our American boxing connoisseurs have to tune in and listen to this Mr. Bean. It's embarrassing. Conor Benn is straight up and down, no special effects. Well, he could have special effects. He just needs to go to Abel Sanchez. Is the Gale finished now? We'll talk about another video. Conor Benn is a hype job. Said it all along. Conor Benn needs to drop weights. That's not going to help him. Conor Benn wouldn't win British title. Disagree with you there. I told everyone who'd listen that the opponents he's faced were worse than journeymen. They are novices coming in 1 day's notice. He marginally stepped up and got battered. Laughable. Peter Powell says, brutal, Mikey, but true. Ben is trash. I don't care how harsh it sounds. Conor Benn will never be a top 10 fighter, no matter who trains him. I've got to disagree with you there, Triple D. It's not about, it's not always flipping out. I tell you what I do. I tell you what I do here. Let me give you an example of how I can prove you wrong in just 10 seconds. I'll say one word. I'll say 2 words. Jeff Horn, the WBO welterweight champion, not of the Commonwealth, not of the European, not of the Intercontinental, not of the British, of the world. Conor, Jeff Horn, who fought Gary Cochran. I didn't even bother. I didn't even bother covering the post-fight for the fight. No. Garbage. And I said it now. I've said it. So I didn't even cover it. Sorry. So if you're going to tell me Conor Benn can't win a British title and Jeff Horn is world champion, it's all about timing and management. So I'll disagree with you there. It's just how they manage him and who the champion is at the time. I also said Tony Smith is bang average trainer. Benn needs to sack him off. Total garbage. I'm riled up tonight. This was coming for a while. Conor, Benn, and Bashir can't see it happening really. No power. I don't agree, Ingram. He needs a change in trainers, but don't see him achieving anything. He's just not very good at all. Facts are brutal. Yes, but Mikey, look at Jeff Hall. I don't know what Sims was saying in the corner. Ingle, best trainer in UK. Brendan Ingle, yes. Kelly's going to get chin when he steps in competition. We'll have to wait and see. Also, Robert Carrick has to be up there. Unfortunately, how Anthony Agogo's career has turned out after the Olympics. Okay. Kelly versus Mamone was talked about. Mamone is a good, slick counter puncher. Good fight. Stephen Smith is useless fighter. How many chances has Stephen had? About 50. I think Chamberlain scores a Coley. Everything Ingram said came true. We warned them. Wonder how much Katie Taylor's earning. Katie Taylor, LOL, not exciting for me. Ha ha ha, Ingram on fire. Go on, Ingram. Shields is just as accomplished, I agree. Would love Ingram interview with Adam Smith. What a roasting that would be. Nearly as good as Higgins' roast. Oh dear. Katie Taylor is world champion the last 12 years approximately. That's why Katie's a legend. Check the record books. Okay. Well, okay. Sorry. Also amateur champion the last 10 years. Okay. Well, then she's a legend. Then Nicola Adams is a double legend then because she won the Olympics twice over. Just reminding you of that. And Clarissa Shields won the Olympics twice over. Just thought I'd say that as well. So if she's a champion, if she's a legend, then Clarissa Shields and Nicola Adams must be double legends or super legends or triple X legends. Legend is well underplayed. How can you even watch women's boxing without feeling sick? I'd rather watch two pit bulls fight. I have to say, I thought Jessica Mccaskill shouldn't have been boxing. I mean, she's a very pretty lady. She should not be boxing. But hey, she can fight. That girl can fight good. Also, women's boxing in the Olympics, many because of Katie Taylor. Fact. Really? Really? So, Layla Ali, Cecilia Brækhus, Ava Knight, Heather Hardy, God, the list goes on and on of women. Holly Holm, yeah, they were all inspired by Katie Taylor. Yeah, of course they were, mate. Mccaskill was quality tonight. Adam Smith blatantly logged the big hooks she was landing after most exchanges. It was horribly biased, very misinformed. I agree with you there. Katie Taylor won easy. We know that didn't happen. This is the effect Adam Smith is having on people, blinding them with this shit show of commentary, telling them all sorts of shit, and they lap it up a close fight. I get that, but she did make a few excuses after match interview, mate. She didn't make excuses. She just said it was. The scorecards were shit, and they were. If you're a sports person, you act happy when you lose. You're in the wrong game. Expect Mccaskill to be upset when she loses. It's a natural competition. She was. If you see both faces after match, says a lot and dies. Coley was fighting the middleweight. LOL. Mccaskill had nothing left in last 3 rounds. I don't wait. Wait. Mccaskill's not a legend. Mccaskill is not the legend that you're talking about. Mccaskill is just a girl that won some titles in America, but never fought in the Olympics or won the world championships. Just putting it out there. Ingram spitting truth tonight. You're not mud, mate. We all have our own views. No, I know that. Mccaskill apparently had nothing left after 3 rounds. What? She buzzed Taylor Hard in 7th. I know. Josh Kelly and Cheeseman performances. Just Kelly, yes. Needs to work on defense. Cheeseman, I wasn't impressed with from what I saw. Yes. By the way, Oasis, you're talking rubbish. You're talking rubbish. I can't wait to see Chamberlain put a Coley to shame. Her scorecards, they had Coyle beating Nurse and a point takeaway from Taylor views. Yeah, she's holding too damn much for the world champion for the legend to be holding so much. You're too much holding. Too much holding. Hardly best warm-up fight to be having. Well, If he keeps winging, getting winged, if he keeps walking straight back from punches, then it's gonna be something. Uh, I think Eddie has judges in the bag. Interesting. Judges definitely getting brown envelopes. Happens everywhere though, every week. Howard Foster got a lot of stick, but I thought he did well. Too much holding ruins a fight. He had the balls to make big calls. I like that. Mccaskill hardly landed a punch in 3 rounds. In the last 3 rounds, watch the fight again. How many times did you watch the fight, mate? I take it you're just a Katie Taylor fan, and I appreciate it. I remember when Hopkins came to the UK to promote the Kazaki fight and ended up in a cold porter cabin. I thought Hopkins was gonna crack Bunsey because of a sarcastic comment he made. Yeah, I guess so. Adam Smith said Taylor Mccaskill was a crossroads fight. LOL. When Mccaskill only had 6 fights, she looked screwed after the match. Mate, have you ever been in a ring before? Have you ever boxed before? If you've boxed before, then if you saw the amount of punches that Mccaskill put out, she put a tremendous amount of punches out. And this is a girl who's not a Olympic legend. Sorry. So what do you expect? Adam Smith is a confused Mr. Bean. Adam Smith is so biased, it's pathetic. Has Smith had any boxing experience? At least Buns is a bit more humorous than Adam Smith. Buns versus Smith for the nonce marbles. I think Bunce is. I still prefer Bunce to Smith. Mouthwatering contest. I'm surprised Smith didn't mention pound for pound. Jeff Horn's superstar tonight. Jeff Horn is a lot better than Conor Benn, dude. Not even comparable. Oh no. No. Jeff Horn is world champion. I'm sorry. True Ingram, he could do the same with Truex at weight. I can't see Ben at the moment doing it at this weight. Fact is, Horn beat Pacquiao. Well, that's debatable. A man who had recently beat Bradley and Vargas. Can't compare them right now. In-house job. New cash cow to milk in Australia. Pacquiao coming to the end of his career. Sounds like the fix was in. Ben isn't 147 pounds for a start. 140 is a push. Ben is 135 for me. Yeah, Ben is 135 is the right weight. He's more imposing there. Ben versus Lomachenko seems fair. LOL. Mouthwatering contest. Yeah, way too small for 140 or 147 for me. Daring to be great. Remember the time Hearn in 2004 said Carter will be challenging the Lomachenkos of this world in a few years. Ingram, there was no robbery here though. Where? The Ben fight? I think the fight was a draw. The Mccaskill fight, Taylor won. That on the IFL TV somewhere, no joke. When the judges give the wrong winner, that's the worst. What was the worst robbery this year? I think GGG. We need a charity boxing event. Chris Mason versus Adam Smith. Mason would flatten him in 2 rounds. I'm ready for Povetkin Hammer on Sky on Friday. Good fight. See if Povetkin can stop Hammer. 1 Katie. Right. Oh, now, while I'm at it, I got sent an email. Would you like me to read it to you? I'm going to read the email I got. Let me see if I can get it for you. I want to read this email to you, people. Okay, so this article, I got emailed this article today. I got to read it to you out. Those who want to listen. I'm ready in Camp Adams. We've got my tune-up fight on Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, worst robbery was the Carson Jones fight. Carson Jones robbery was terrible. Yeah, so I'm going to read this. I want to read this article to you guys. If you can give me a moment of your time, I'd like you to read this article. This particularly is for people that are in the UK and understand or are aware of UK referees. Okay, this is something that happened, and it was sent to, the article was sent to me. The person sent the link to me and said, "Can you check this out for me?" And I'm going to check it out. So here we go. You tell me what you think. Okay. So, boxing referee hits Twitter trouble. Respected Jeff Hines reprimanded after misconduct charge. Okay, let's see what this misconduct is. Oh, come on. This is an article written by The Voice newspaper. It says, one of the country's most respected boxing referees has been hit by a misconduct charge after sending an innocent tweet. Jeff Hines has officiated for the best part of 30 years, but recently summoned by the British Boxing Board of Control after tweeting on the occasion of refereeing his 1,250th bout. A boxing insider has contacted The Voice, frustrated by the board's treatment of Hines. The source said, it has come to my attention that professional boxing referee Jeff Hines has been kept on the same grade for 24 years by the British Boxing Board of Control. During this period, the current top grade referees have been promoted with significant less experience. Hines has been refereeing for 27 years, and upon reaching the landmark of refereeing 1,250 bouts, he posted on Twitter celebrating this. But instead of receiving commendation from the board, he has been called to appear before them on a misconduct charge. The respected Hines, who was reprimanded by the British Boxing Board of Control, has refereed more contests than any other current British referee, but has allegedly been refused promotion to the highest grade with no reasons given. The source added, the tweet may have touched a sore nerve causing the board to react in this way. Looking further into this matter, it seems like the treatment of Hines mirrors that of footballer Inola Aluka by the FA. Hines was unavailable for comment. So this article was posted on 20th of the 10th, 2017. So there you have it. This article was sent to me, and somebody said to read it out. So I just have. Jeff Hines is a decent ref. Boxing so correct. Hate it. Hines is much better than the appalling judge Chaz Oakley. He is a con man and refereeing for referee. So there you have it. There, this little Conor Benn fight was a draw. You're a bit late, mate. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out. I'm going to do a video on it again in a minute, so people can. I'm going to do a video on that in a minute. By the way, just before I come to the end of the video here, check out our interview with the with Caleb Tricks, the new IBF super middleweight champion of the world. Check out our interview with Dave Higgins, the promoter of Josie Parker. Check out our interview with Abel Sanchez. Also check out this new series I'm doing of boxing super fights. The first super fight I did was Frank Bruno versus Lennox Lewis, live commentary. And then the second super fight I did was Oscar De La Hoya versus Julio Cesar Chavez, the second fight. These are fights that I really have liked in the past, and I wanted to do some commentary on them. And also check out my thoughts on my top 5 visual British fighters of a visual time. Yes, got to give a massive shout out to my man DJ Slick. Can you give some light on charity boxing event on Sunday that I'm taking part in? UWCB in London from 3 p.m. Anyone is welcome. You shout it out. So once again, shout it out to you guys. It's a charity boxing event on Sunday that DJ Slick is taking part in. UWCB in London from 3 p.m. Anyone is welcome. So check that out. Slicks, if you can tweet that out to me, I'd love to tweet it out. In fact, I'll do a video specifically for you about it. So if you can send me the information, I will tweet it out right now. I'll do a video specifically for you about it. All right. Did you hear about Zabjula working as a nursing assistant? Oh, Jesus Christ. I hope he hasn't blown all his money. Oh, well. All for cancer research. Great stuff, DJ. If you could send me the information somehow or the other, tweet it to me. I will do a video on it right now. Good luck, Slick. The BWTM community is behind you, mate. Of course. So give me all the details and I'll tweet it out for you. So tweet the information out to me and I'll put it on a video for you. All right, Slicks? Right. I'll see you all later. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, leave your comments. I'll be back soon and I'll be doing a video on the Jeffrey Hines situation. And I'll be doing a video on DJ Slick's fight coming up as well. So Slick, send me the information via Bayloric TV. Send that to me now, and I'll put it on the video for you. All right. And also, I'll do the Hines video as well. All right. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, and leave your comments as always. This is BWT Sports. I'm out. Take care.